Yo, people, what's going on? It's your boy. I'm back again for the player ratings for the demolition of PSV. Arsenal 4, PSV Eindhoven nil. Brilliant start to the Champions League. Our return to the Champions League after 6 years. And look, man, what can I say? The boys, they rid out today. They rid out. They were so happy to be back in this competition, and we saw that. Martin Odegaard speaking there after the game, saying exactly, those things. For the fans, for the club, for everyone to be back in the Champions League, hearing that anthem, it was brilliant to see. And they balled out. The guys really balled out. Player ratings, it is people. It's going to be a good player ratings. It's going to be a fantastic player ratings. I am going to just do it as I do it normally. I'm not going to leave the man of the match for last or anything like that. I'm just going to it is what it is. I think ultimately most of the players that played can get like eights and nines. Um, it, that's how good the performance was today. PSV, they allowed us to perform like that. However, we had to still play the way we played and score the way we scored. Brilliant goals. There weren't any, sort of meaningless, easy goals. There were some very well taken goals, like from all goal scorers. But yeah, people, without further ado, let's get into it. The man, the myth, the legend, David Raya, in chosen. Listen, I say that to say this: it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. David Raya is the number one. He's streets ahead of Ramsdale, and I say that to say this, people. I love Ramsdale. Pause. He is a brilliant keeper, young keeper, full of character, personality, but he's got that flippity flappity element to him that I always say he has, and it is where it is. Look at the way Raya goes for the aerial, like like he's streets ahead of Ramsdale. I'm sorry, in terms of reassuring his back four, in terms of collecting, recovering, in terms of playing with his feet. At times in this game, he looked like a midfielder. He looked like another outfield player, just working with Gabriel, working with Saliba, working in tandem with Zinchenko. Ben White is brilliant to see. He gets a 9 for me. Clean sheet. Champions League debut. David Raya, you are an absolute G. David Bumba Clark Raya. Yeah. I tell you, like, bro, he's here and he's here to stay. We need to make that deal permanent. Ramsdale gets a few FA Cup games, maybe a few Prem games here and there against your Nottingham Forests and your Luton Towns. And yeah, man, listen, we'll have him in the dressing room. I think it's important. England's number one. I'm not saying get rid of him, but he's definitely now Arsenal's number two. And Teta, by all intents and purposes, agrees with what I'm saying because he's playing him. Two back-to-back games, important games. David Raya started, brilliant performance, clean sheet for both games. And I think I saw a stat earlier as well, which said like he first Arsenal player to get so many aerial, wins and just recovering the ball from an aerial position. Like it's a mad thing. David Raya is a brilliant keeper. He looks like he's already 3, 4 times, 5 times better than what he was at Brentford. And he's only 2 games in. Mad thing, bro. Absolute mad thing. It's going to be a debate that's going to go on all season, but it is what it is, man. He's just the number one now. Cool. Moving on to that back four. Ben White. Ben White for me gets a 7. I think he did great. I think he did good. Solid performances. I always say with Ben White, you get your 7s and your 8s. A bit harsh, well, not harsh, a bit harsh on on the tackle. It's the deliberate sort of thing on the opponent. Like I don't really like to see that. Ben White has got that element, that sort of old school element to him, dark arts sort of element, and it's great to see that at times. But he needs to know how to use that and when best to use it. But look, it is what it is. I think he's fantastic. I just think with Ben White, he didn't need to do that, and it was one of those things where at times he does look a bit kind of found out, got spun once or twice here and there, but other than that, solid performance. I'll stick with a 7 for Ben White. Moving with the defense, William Saliba. Hey, listen, William Saliba. Hey, listen. You see him and Gabriel. I don't even talk about Gabriel. We'll move on to Gabriel. Let me stay with William Saliba. William Saliba, 9. Straight Nina with the Nina because he was brilliant. Last man tackles, last ditch, covering for his teammates. He's he's Rolls Royce of a defender. It's as simple as that. Moving on to his partner in defense, Gabriel Magalhaes. And I tell you, look, what I think this is one of the best games I've seen Gabriel play for Arsenal. He gets a 9 for me. It was he was so close to getting man of the match. It was unreal. Like I was like, who am I gonna give man of the match to? But ultimately, I had to give it to someone else we were gonna talk about in a minute. But yeah, Gabriel Magalhaes, yeah, the strength, the power, the positional awareness, the passing silkiness. And you know, one thing I've realized with Gabriel, yeah, he's an extremely intelligent defender, like super intelligent. And at times, when you think he's not gonna get the tackle right because he's so big and robust, and you just think he's gonna foul the position player, it's just silky. Like PSV, he had all of those attackers in his pocket. All of the defenders did. Saliba, Gabriel, like they get like clean sheet. What else do you want? 9. Of course, last but not least, in the back in the defense, Zinchenko. I think Zinchenko was really good. I'm gonna give Zinchenko came off in the 50th something minute. I'm gonna give Zinchenko an 8 because I do think Zinchenko was pulling the strings in that midfield. Him and Odegaard, they were doing the business right up until he came off. You know, Zinchenko, brilliant performance. Again, 1 or 2 missed passes, but you get that was Zinchenko, and I think I'm starting to kind of embrace it a little bit more. He is tackling better. He is defending slightly better. His positioning in defense is slightly better. We saw that in this game. And I think sometimes the misplaced passes, that he has to be the risk taker. He is one of the risk takers in our team who's trying to get that forward pass, who's trying to, as they say, sort of split the lines. And at times it's not going to work. 1 or 2 times it won't work. A majority of times it does work with Zinchenko. So yeah, I'll give him an 8. He was very good today as well, Zinchenko. Moving on to the midfield. The midfield, in the center of that midfield, bad boy, Declan Rice, my brother. Hey, the fact that we have Declan Rice and Thomas Partey as our defensive midfielders, it just goes to show the depth in the squad right now. Today, you saw the depth in the squad against Everton. You saw the depth. Arsenal has mad depth right now. We can actually go really far in this competition. I'm starting to believe. I'm not going to lie to you lot. And I know it's only first game, 1 game, PSV. Let me not, just keep our feet on the ground, as they say. But yeah, with Declan Rice in it, it looks like we can achieve a lot. He's got abilities and qualities that we haven't seen in an Arsenal player, in an Arsenal shirt in an extremely long time. Like, I'm talking an extremely long time. Last ditch, the leg just comes out and he just tackles and gets the ball, like a mad thing. 9. He could have easily been man of the match as well. Leader on the pitch, basically our second captain on the pitch, being commanding, being vocal, expressing himself, having a go at the opposition players. Luke de Jong was trying to say that he tackled him maliciously and whatnot. So he's there arguing with him, telling him to shut up. But then he realized, like, right, let me calm down. Let me just be easy. And went and spoke to him, did the humble thing, sportsmanship thing. Like, Declan Rice is a blessing at Arsenal, bro. He is, I said it, summer, my videos, take us to a next level. I remember when he was still being, quoted at 120 million. And I made a video saying 120 million, buy that. What would you mean? Even if it was 150 million, we just need him, not just for the footballing aspect of it, but just everything else that man brings onto the into the squad. Yeah, so he gets a 9. Uh, the number 29 for Arsenal, man, like Kai Havertz, my brother. Listen, he had a better game. I'm gonna give Kai an 8. Let me give him an 8. I'm trying to be calm. I'm trying to be nice with Kai Havertz. I'm trying to give him time. I'm not trying to be too, we need to give him time, people. It is what it is, man. Look, no goals, no assists yet. The fans are dying for that to happen. They're dying for Havertz's debut goal, but we're gonna have to wait longer. But he played better. It's as simple as that. Better touches, better passes, a bit more risk taking in this game. At times when he should have continued taking a risk, he didn't. I remember there was one ball over the top where he was practically clean on goal, 1v1 against the keeper, but because he was so slow on the takeoff, the keeper got to it first. It's things like that. Like, He needs to be a bit more sharp. He needs to just instill that confidence, bro. You just need to go on. Like, I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm doing my thing and embrace it all. Like, you need to embrace being with Arsenal, and this is your last chance, big club saloon. Because from here, like, do you know what I mean? You wouldn't want to be back at Chelsea. You should be feeling happy you're out of that Chelsea mess and you're in this amazing, brilliant environment you find yourself in at Arsenal. But yeah, I'll give him an 8, man. I think he definitely played better today. He's slowly progressing. It's progress, people. We have to be patient. It is what it is. 65 M's. We just have to be patient. Moving on. Listen, man of the match, Martin Odegaard. As you can see, my people, that's the guy there. Today, he was phenomenal. And I said that potentially today I saw Gabriel's best performance in an Arsenal shirt, maybe even Martin Odegaard's best performance in an Arsenal shirt. True leadership, true everything, man. He is a brilliant midfielder, and he is now starting to be in those conversations, Kevin De Bruyne conversations, David Silva conversations. He's just so silky. He's just got it. It's the vision, the passing range, the tenacity. He needs to be a bit stronger at times, I do feel, in possession. But the fact that he's so technically gifted, he just does wonderful things with the ball and sees things that, you have to go back to Mesut Ozil to kind of see a player do the things that he does and make the passes that he does. Brilliant performance. He gets a 10 for me. Martin Odegaard was absolutely brilliant today, man. Captain's performance, and he didn't even get an assist. He got a goal, but no assist. But I still think it was definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. I just enjoyed every aspect of his game. Normally, I think this is the first time I've actually given a player 10 in my player rating since I've started this channel. But I think for today, Champions League, the excitement, the performance in itself, I didn't see it coming. I thought he was going to concede a goal. Arsenal's been conceded, but look, David Raya's had an effect on that. He stopped all of that jazz. Like, so I'm trying to say, bro, like, it is what it is. 10 for me, brilliant. May it long continue. May it continue. And then moving on to the front three, finally, Bukayo Saka. Again, brilliant performance. What can I say? 9 goal and assist. Goal, pouncing onto the ball, being that predator, being where he needs to be. Fantastic for me. I can't say anything other than that. Great assist for the goal as well. Look, man, it is what it is. He's back to his best. And you saw today that Bukayo Saka is one of them things where if he is not doubled up on, tripled up on, like we see in Prem games, like you can't stop him. You can't stop him. Dest had a mad thing today. Crazy. Wouldn't want to face him again. He's having nightmares about when we go to their ground. 9. I would have loved to give him 10 on man of the match, but I just think Odegaard represented more. Odegaard's performance was more significant. It is what it is. Gabriel Jesus, jeez, what did I say? I've been calling for Gabriel Jesus to start. Gabriel Jesus, and look at Gabriel Jesus' performance. Look at that goal. That goal was a bullet. He gets a 9 for me as well, bro. Is man mad? What? Nketiah's not doing that. It's as simple as that. He's just not doing that. Gabriel Jesus brings a very clear, distinct ability that Nketiah just doesn't have, or no other player in Arsenal for that matter. I mean, just not pick on Nketiah, It's just his flair and his Brazilianness is mad. Yo, 9. Mad thing. We got our striker scoring goals, bro, in the Champions League, in the Premier League. Don't you love to see it? Leandro, my boy, making the most out of his chance with Martinelli injured. The depth in yo. Anyways, Leandro Trossard, 9 for me again. Goal, assist. What else you want? What else you want from the lads? Brilliant. A bit quiet at times, going a bit ghost in the games, but once he gets the ball and he has that little 1-2 little yard of space, he does a mad thing with the ball, and his finishing is lethal, bro. That goal was brilliant. Second goal to calm the nerves, to ease the nerves, and the way how he just placed it, bottom corner. Saka's goal was brilliant. As I said, Gabriel Jesus' goal was brilliant. Odegaard's goal was brilliant. These men were cooking today, bro. We were absolutely cooking. So yeah, he gets a 9 for me as well. Let's go on to the substitutes. We saw Reece Nelson, we saw Tomayasu, Emil Smith Rowe. Emil Smith Rowe needed a run out in this game. If we didn't see Emil Smith Rowe and you saw the reaction from the crowd was like, yo, bring in our boy. You get me? ESR, what you mean? That's one of our own, bro. Bring him. We want to see him get back to form. Brilliant to see him back on the pitch, and he looks fit, he looks solid, he looks like he's bulked up a little bit. We saw Fabio Vieira, who again continues to have that flair to him that opposing players don't know what to do with him. And we saw Jorginho, which we haven't seen in a while. Jorginho coming in, look at the depth we have, bro. Every player that's coming off is a good player for if not equally, maybe even a better player. If not a better player, an equal ability player. Gabriel Jesus comes off for Smith Rowe. Bukayo Saka comes off for Fabio Vieira. We've got Declan Rice coming off for Jorginho. Imagine Declan Rice could have come off for Party. This is a mad thing. All of those substitutes all had an impact on the game. I think they were all brilliant. So they're all going to get 8s for me. It's as simple as that. I'm not even going to go too much into it. Like, it's just straight 8s for every single one of those. Reece Nelson trying to do his thing. Takehiro Tomayasu making things solid when we need to, coming off for Zinchenko. And we keep seeing this. We keep seeing, when I say him, I mean Arteta making these consistent substitutions. Leandro Trossard for Reece Nelson or Martinelli for Trossard. Zinchenko always comes off for Tomayasu, just to shore things up a little bit. It's brilliant to see. And then, of course, the man who is, looking like he's starting to cook, and he's definitely clearly going to take the Premier League seriously. He's the Champions League seriously. Of course, the Premier League, hopefully all of the competitions, he takes them seriously. Mikel Arteta, people, he gets a 10 for me. I'm not going to lie. I have to give him a 10. Why am I giving Mikel Arteta a 10? Because the lineup was spot on. All of the players I wanted to see started. Raya, in my heart, I knew Raya, he just had to be the one starting. He played, okay, maybe it would have been a little coin toss between Fabio Vieira and Havertz, but all in all, Havertz, we know why. The height, the experience in the Champions League, I'm cool with that. It is what it is. We need to get him firing anyway. We need to start to get him firing. Played Jesus, played Saka, he didn't rest, he didn't give any inkling of any weakness. He's not taking a competition serious. We're in it to win it. We're not in it to make up the numbers in the late Wenger years and whatnots. He gets a 10 for me. The way how he was vocal on the touchline, directing these players, telling these players where they need to be, what they need to do. When the goals were being scored, he's calling his captain, he's speaking to this one, speaking to that one. Look, man, it is what it is. He gets a 10, clean sheet, being brave, being ruthless. The commentator was saying, raw, like, people are going to keep talking about this goalkeeping situation between Raya and Ramsdale. But what you need to remember is that Arteta's been being ruthless. Like, he's been ruthless with the Aubameyang situation. Like, that was a ruthless situation. He had to really be ruthless. And other players as well, many other players, Pepe and Ozil and this one and that one, like, his way or the highway. It's as simple as that. And he's decided that, and he's identified that the goalkeeper situation, for as brilliant as the goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale is, that was a major issue. And I was looking back at some of the games from last season, and it's crazy because, like, a lot of the mistakes came from Ramsdale. As crazy as that sound, and as much as he was brilliant at the same time, it's like, and he just said, yo, next season we can't afford this. We can maybe afford to not have a big Ivan Toney type of striker. We got Jesus, we got Trossard, we got Havertz now bringing that little bit of hype. But in terms of the goalkeeping aspect of things, I need to make a change. And he's done it. Listen, people, drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tell a friend, tell a friend. This has been the player ratings for the brilliant return to the Champions League at the Emirates Stadium, the carpet, best stadium in the world, best team in the world. We're flying, baby. 4-0. Tottenham next, back to the Premier League, bringing all of this momentum, all of this confidence. It's going to be a tough game. It's a game we should win, but we still need the right to, as I said in my preview for this game, we need to earn the right to play. We need to earn the right to win. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, people. What are you waiting for? I'm out of here. Peace.